It's time for Heroes. Today we're going to talk about Ben 10 Legacy, the new Ben 10 comic. This is a project created by Tomas Vergel, an artist with amazing strokes who is bringing us the new Ben 10 comic. It has some events similar to the series we've seen, but at the same time it offers you new events, which means the story isn't the same. Like how now Tetrax is part of the Tennyson team, or how his aliens are some of the top ones. But anyway, let's start from the beginning, with the arrival of a mysterious ship to this part of the universe. Apparently it's Vilgax, we'll find out soon. Currently, a grotesque mutated creature attempts to contact his superiors. To our surprise, it's a gigantic hybrid. In his first lines, he reveals important information to us, such as the fact that this creature is actually a Limax, an enemy we saw in the original series. Ben managed to stop his invasion of Earth at that time, though it appears unsuccessful here. This Limax tells him the Forever Knight's invasion of Earth is proceeding as planned. Also, the Galactic Force continues to occupy with its armies a planet known as Jarvan 7. All of this was helpful since no one knew they were on Earth, or so he thought a few months ago. Their operations were being neutralized by an unknown individual who would later be recognized as Max Tennyson. After Vilgax's defeat on Xena, we're told Ben Tennyson lived a normal life. A decade later, the alien threat appeared, and Grandpa Max had vanished. Ben had to use the Omnitrix again, but this time it was special because it gave him access to both old and new aliens. We can currently highlight Heat Blast and Four Arms among them. This one will be extremely powerful. This comic lets us see Ben Tennyson in entirely new situations. Let me remind you, in Ben 10 Ultimate Alien and early Ben 10 Omniverse, Ben was 16, which justified his actions. Not the saving the world part, but you know what I mean. The character being 20 years old shows where the comic is headed, and the thing is, they're literally going to show us the path where he becomes Ben 10,000. During this new adventure, Ben will have new companions, the well-known Gwen with her magical amulets. And the big surprise is Tetrax, the bounty hunter, who worked for Vilgax for a long time. With Grandpa Max gone, the mercenary can now offer Ben many ways to handle enemies. In 20 years, Ben likely developed his own judgment, so Tetrax will only help with battles and strategies. Because, to be honest, Tetrax has never proven to be a good companion. On the Tennyson mission, where he was solely responsible for them, he took them into an alien prison and they barely escaped. Oh no, I already have enough problems. Oh no, already? In Ben 10 Alien Force, Tetrax rejoined the team. Tennyson, but this time he wasn't a good protagonist in this episode. Something was interfering with Tetrax, making him seem useless. He failed every time he appeared. As a partner, Tetrax doesn't have a good reputation since he has always had a tendency to betray his teammates. Since 6 and Crab are mercenaries, it's normal he did it against them. The problem is that Tetrax's betrayals have been huge. The most well-known is the time he betrayed his entire alien species, Tetrax. As Ben's companion, it's interesting because he could switch to the winning side at any time. Speaking of characters, how mysterious this guy is. Everything would point to him being Kevin, or a similar version of him, for two reasons. The first is that he has a scar that's quite similar to the one his version had. In the future, why is he in this form? It seems that Kevin controls power absorption and supremacy, alien force, and Omniverse. Kevin couldn't do this because over time it started to make him obsessed, and this eventually drove him insane. Here it seems he won't have that issue, since we later see him in his evolved fire form, preparing to battle with this new fire version. The catalog of aliens that this Ben now has will be 20, but for now, I'll introduce you to the first 10 You already know the first two, Fuego and Cuatro Brazos. The next will be Cannonball and Piedra. This one seems to have armor inside his body, but it just looks like it's his new redesign. Aquatico and XLR-8 are incredible characters. Their designs are remarkably realistic. Papu Mira, beside one god there's another. Alien X and Frio. It was expected that Alien X would be in this Omnitrix. Whether he can use his powers is another matter. His design is good, almost like Frio's. I feel like something has happened to my favorite alien. Is it because he looks creepier? I don't know. What do you guys think about this Frio? Let me know in the comments. The last two aliens are Ultra T and the one who apparently could be Raz. Although these versions have changed, it's hard to think that this could be Raz, but it could easily be a new alien. Of these, excluding Alien X, who do you think is the most powerful? What I am sure of is that this Omnitrix will definitely be one of the most powerful. The Super Alien catalog comes with Ben and his new Omnitrix, which, as usual, will get an upgrade. Their forms closely resemble Ben 10,000's, which is good because that's the direction we're taking. So far, Vilgax is confirmed as an enemy. Lamar, the bald one, is essential to any Ben 10 saga. We also have X, who will try to recover all the magic seals. That's why he's facing this waifu. The hybrids are the last ones, and I believe they'll be the most important this time because their plan appears more solid. You see, let me explain. I already told you that in the original series we had come across the Limax, who Ben had previously kicked their butts. This greatly helped prevent Earth from being conquered. In this version, the Limax never met Ben Tennyson. So they kept their plan to capture and replace people. Because the plan was so complex, the hybrids took over and began influencing the Limax with the DNA aliens, resulting in this terrifying version. This creature is crucial as it's achieved this in 3 species, as shown in the series. First with the humans, then with the spider monkeys, and now with the Limax. The main issue with these last ones is that water is their weakness, so even a human could easily defeat them. We still have 10 aliens left who could come to this Omnitrix. Maybe the top voted alien is among these 20. But anyway, we'll find all this out on December 27th, which is the date when this new comic will be released. I recommend subscribing to the channel to stay updated on this comic. That's all from me. With the amazing support of these people, I say goodbye. Remember, I'm Frio 10 mil, and with me, until next time, goodbye.